Last class we had a discussion about the SLAs, and today we will discuss about the business rules. Let me share my screen. So in earlier, we had a discussion. So in earlier we had a discussion about the client side. What are the client side will execute? Client scripts, client side the execution. I'm sorry. So the client side will be client script. Second side client side is client script, and second one is the UI policies in the client level. When you come to the server level, server side, first one is the data policy, which we already finished. Second one is the business rules, which we need to discuss today. And third one is the scripting load. So scripting load I can cover you later. So these are the things we have done. We had a discussion about client script, UI policies, and the data policies. Today, we will discuss about business rules. This business rules plays a very vital role in the ServiceNow data. If you don't know about ServiceNow, so you never grow in the ServiceNow market. If you don't know about the business rule, you never grow. So if I open the business rules, there are four types of business rules. So business rules, the first one is the before business rule. Second one is the after. Third one is the display business rule. Fourth one is the async. So these are the main four types of business rules in ServiceNow. So what is the use of business rule? Generally, business rules will be executed in the server side, which will be helpful to the our concept one. Now there are four types of business rule in that one: before business rule, after business rule, and display business rule, and async business rule. Before business rule is nothing but this. So before business rule will be executed before the record, save, or submit. That means whenever hit the save button or submit button, this business rules will be executed. And the second one, after business rule, also the same thing. Once after the record, save or submit, it will execute. And this display business rule is a business rule which will be executed in the which will be executed get executed. It will get executed before the form form is presented to the user. Which means whenever the form is loaded, if any display business rule will be executed. And async will be useful to any certain what you called it will be executed after certain amount of time. So simple, the data byte commits a change, it will execute. Next. So that means, so the business rule, the before business rule will be executed before the record save or update. Which means when you hit on the button, if you want to record submit, it will check all the business rules, and before the submitting, it will be updated the same thing. And the next step after business rule will be executed once the record is saved or submitted. And display business rule get it will be executed, then the form is presented to the user. And the async business rule will be executed. The database commits a change, it will be executed. Now let's see how we can work. So I'm just opening that Narayana which you already created. So before that, I just want to what do you call it? I'm just inactivate the client script. Let's see how it will execute. So I'm just opening this record. Let's see how it will execute. So I earlier what we did is we had a done the validation in the unsubmit client script. The same thing how we can validate the same thing in the this one. This one is nothing but what you can say in the before business rule. If you want to write a business rule, right click on the form, go to the configure, you will find business rules, click on it, and right now there is no business rules. So I'm just giving the writing that total validation, just it's loading. Total marks validation. So and also whenever if you are writing any business rule, you should know when to run and what to execute. If you don't know about this one, you will face a very big rule. For example, you have written a before business rule and you want to write a business before business rule, but you have given the action as after. Then there is nothing to use. So you can just click on update, advanced, you will find this one. So here see there is a when to run, there is a four operations. Before, after, async and display. Whenever if you want to execute something, you should know when to run and what to run. That means what are the actions and what is advanced. So for example, I'm just making before business rule. See, these are the operations. So a record can be updated, or can be deleted, or can be queried, and can be the inserted. So which means so a record can be do any operation. If you want to execute this particular script in the something, you want to do the same thing. So I'm just making right now updated and deleted, updated and deleted. So I'm just making this one. Now I'm just making a filter condition. So So I'm just if you want to you can write a filter condition you can write it. So I'm not writing anyone and actions. So if you want to make any set value. So right now I'm just making as a address as a school name. I'm just sending address to the same as school name. Now here this is the advanced one. Wherever e advanced we have written, here only we can write the script in the submission. So here you can see current and previous. These two are the objects in the server side scripting in the business rule. So which means, so I'm sorry. So to current and previous. So whenever if you see any script, how we can identify whether a script is executed in the client level or it will be executed in the, whenever if a script is C, you can see right whether it should be a client side execution or whether it should be a server side. How we can recognize the recognition is nothing but, which means G underscore form will be executed in the form level, that method. And if you see current or previous will be executed in the server side. So I'm just writing. So what was the logic for it? We have written in the previously. So we need to fetch the information, record information, and as well as what are the information we need to calculate it. Once we have calculated, it should be executed only. So I'm just making where the same concept where Telugu equal to, here we need to write current dot. If you write u underscore Telugu, it will come here. Where Hindi equal to current dot u underscore Hindi, where English equal to. So there we can write a get value, right? Here we can write the current dot u underscore English, where mass equal to current dot u underscore mathematics, and where after the mass, so where science equal to, you have written wrong here. Next, we are just writing where total equal to. So we can write use the percent. What is the percent will do? Percent will convert the string value to the integer. So we can write, sorry. If you write on a client side or server side, there is no difference with the logic. Only the difference is whatever we have written in the same here. So now what happened? We just created a variable called total, and in that one we have already calculated those three. Now what we need to do? If we need to check total less than 600, then we need to set the value. So current dot, so u underscore total marks equal to total. Else, if that is a else, if else, so we don't want to submit the record. So for that one, what we can write? So current dot add error message. You can see, sorry, es dot add error message stating that total, see, 600, and we want to stop the recursion. For example, in that client level, what is the method we can use stop the record saving return? Very good. The same thing in the server side also. We have a method called current record. See, data board action sets flags to indicate next database action is to be edited, aborted. That means if you want to submit the record, so we can use the set abort action is true. By default, it was false. Now, let's see how it will execute. So if you want to, we can make any field statically also. For example, I'm just making organization, right? That's a Narayana group. So I'm just making Narayana group, Narayana group of institutions. Narayana group, when to run this one. And also you can see order. This order plays a very important role. That means whatever the lowest starter, the script will execute. If you have same condition, this will be executed first. So action, so advanced. Let's save it and see what it happens. So I'm just opening the record. And also whenever if you created this client side, sorry, server side script, there is no need to reload the form. So for example, I'm seeing 88. See, it was calculated right 559. Or if we gave 980, and if I'm trying to save this one, what happened? Invalid update and total exceeds 600. If I reload this one, see, for I am just giving address as just for business. So, one minute, what we are written here? Address is set as a school name. So I'm just making uh, test for mm, before business. So this one, and I'm just making 97, and I'm trying to see. Right now it is Narayana group, right? I'm just making Narayana, okay, and I'm saving this one. Let's see what happens. See, whatever you have written, it was presented here and does. So if I make a 90, see, total exceeds 600, invalid update, it will not be add one. I hope you clear, right, and any confusion. The scenario. Very. So this is the basic thing in the before business rule. So similarly, after business rule, what is the advantage of the after business rule? What is the advantage of the after business rule? So advantage is nothing but once the record is you hit on save or submitted, the after business rule will be updated. So for example, I'm just creating an incident here. So I'm just creating one variable, one thing that create incident action. So I'm just create an incident and which is a true false. See, so whenever if your user is click on here and if you save this record, I want to create an incident in the incident table. So that means you can see. Uh, so that means what I can say. That means whenever the record is created, okay. So whenever the record is created from here, automatic. So whenever the user is click on the create an incident button and save it, automatically the record has to create in the therein. So which means that's my scenario. We have already seen sometimes in the right. For example, here if you update here, it will update it somewhere. So those are all things. The scenarios will be checked in the after business rule. So I'm just writing here. So this one, I'm just closing this one. So create incident rule. Incident creation. So advanced. So here I'm just writing here before, right? If I write after and update. So I'm not making any regard for the insertion and the condition create an incident here. So I'm not making any changes here for the set one and advanced. So here what is the logic for here? So what is the logic we need to apply here? So I'm just saying that here we have an option to create an incident whenever the user clicks on create an incident button. We need to what we can do is we need to hit the so that means whenever the user is click on the say, create an incident and save, we need to create a incident for it. That incident. So how we can? What was the logic for it? Anyone has any idea? Just try to think about the logic, not for the other thing. Anyone has any idea about the logic? So that's fine. So here the logic is the incident table is different and this Narayana table is different. Both are different. But if you want to fetch that info from here to there, that we can call the same thing. That means first we need to fetch the table in that Narayana table, incident table. After that, we need to send the data from here to there. So for that one, what we can write is, I'm just writing. So if we want to fetch the table in ServiceNow, we can use the glide record method. Glide record is nothing but it's a backend function API. It's an API which can be used to call the what I can say, which one can be used to call the tables in the service now. For example, if you want to fetch a table name from the from the in the table from that one, we can use the glide record. I'm just making incident equal to new glide record. The table name is incident. So what happened now? We have completely fetched the table name to the incident to in the variable info. Next, what happened? Incident dot initialize. See, incident dot initialize create an empty record suitable for the population before an insert. So initialize this. Now, now next step what happened? Whatever the information here, we need to do the what you call the whatever the here initialize. We need, for example, whatever the he has given. For example, here in the test he has given address. It should be copied to the short description field. So I'm just making incident dot short underscore description equal to yes. Correct. Equal to current dot new underscore address. So that means whatever the value in the here, it will be automatically copied to the one. Let me open the incident form. So here we have a description. See, incident dot short description equal to current dot view address. That means whatever the value presented in the current dot view address field value, it should be copied to the short description. Now next one, incident dot. So if you want to do anything here, we can write the same thing. So that means one more thing. I'm just going to create one more field here. That is a Narayana table and which can be referenced to the Narayana one. So let's see how it will be. So I'm just using the reference and the table name also reference Narayana record. I'm just keeping this as state view and so that means whatever your incident dot u underscore I'm sorry, let it be saved. Narayana record. I'm just right click show Narayana. So u underscore Narayana record equal to. So here, what was the field we need to copy here? So what was the record sys Since it is a reference field, we need to copy here. That means sys ID. See, sys ID. That means whatever the record there, it will be copied to the here. And next step, for whoever in the here in charge, so this is in charge field will be copied to the caller field. So for that one, what we can do is incident dot caller underscore ID. I'm just copying this field. So try to understand the basic thing from here. Incident dot caller ID equal to current dot u underscore in charge. So this one. So now what happened? We have seen this one, and we have initialized that is the values. If you want to insert it, we can use the incident dot insert. This is the one. Now let's see how the record will be created here. So this one now. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create an incident. Uh, what we written here right address right testing for after business. See here test for after business I written and address here it was a test for before business rule and I'm just going to save this record. Let's see what happens. See test for after business rule and that is also change it. And now if you see the incident list, see what happened. Whatever whoever the in charge it was came here. If you open this in charge field, the same user come here, and the Narana record, whoever that Narana record was came here, and test. See here, test after business rule. But whenever the before is written a script, what happened? This is the before the business rule. It was right. You seen right. But what happened here? The before business rule executed. So from the before business rule, this school name which are entered here, test for after business rule. The same text is copied from the school name to the address, the same thing, and the next step. And since once the record is submitted, so whatever the address it was here, that means after the business rule, since the after business rule is updated first, so the address is changed to here. Since the address is changed to here, so it will be changed for the same thing here. So this is the basic thing for the one. So if I open, this is the one. So like that we can write a scenarios for the same thing. This is the basic thing about the before business after business rule, how it works. Till now what we discussed, anyone has any queries? Okay, that's okay. So here I have one more scenario problem. So in that problem, if I open this problem, for example, so in the problem, what happened? I'm just going to add a few incidents here, for example. So this is the one of the most common asked interview scenario. So I'm just going to one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, six. So I'm just adding to this hook to the problem. So now what I did is there are seven, six records I have added as a child for the problem. See. So now what I need to do, if this problem is closed, if this problem state, if I close this one, what we need to do, what are these related, all the incident state also should go to the resolve if that is not resolved. So what are the incident state will be automatically set to the resolve the state. I hope you got it. This is the scenario. That means if this that means if the problem is updated, we need to update the same thing incident table. This is the one of the most common asked interview scenario. You know, so test, just writing the test. So I'm just writing. So if you want to write it, I'm just going to write configure, go to the business rule, incident closer. I'm just writing new incident closer, and this one. And what was the logic for this? What was the logic for this? I'm just making state changes to resolve. So or so what was the logic for this? What was the logic for this? Can you hear me? So what was the logic for this? The logic is first we need to fetch that table. So what is the table name? Incident equal to, so, sorry. What is the method to fetch the table? Use the glide record glide record, and the incident. So now it's just very good. Now what happened next? What we need to do? Whatever the incidents which are related to this problem, we need to fetch that info, that field. So for that one, if you want to incident dot add query. See, add active query will be filter the what are the records which are active. Add encode query which can be used to the say if you want to write a multiple things you can use. Add function, this is the one. So what I'm going to do is here I have a add sysid. So join query will return the specified relationship data table. And not null query, the specified record is not null, and add null query is specified record is null. So add query will use the filter, and I'm just writing that what is the field name. So here the incident, the problem, right? The problem ID. So the problem ID, comma. So the current record you need to fetch it. You can use the current dot sysid. Now what happened? Now we have fetched the problems associated with the incidents associated with the same problem. Next step, we need to write the incident dot query. So now what happened? What for incident dot query? That means the query will be used to fetch the above filtered records here. So now what we have to write? The next step. The next step is whatever we have written. Written in the sense. How can I say? We need to update it. So, so if you want to update the multiple records, so what are the loop we can use it? Are you aware of looping concept in the any technology? If loop, for loop, and while loop. So, what is the use of if loop? Hello, can you hear us? What is the use of if loop? Okay, yes. So here, do you know how many records we can fetch it? No, right? So if you don't know for each, what is the use of for each loop? What is the advantage? So it will increase the numbers of them. So if you don't know how many records it was, if you want to repeat it number of times, we can use the while loop. While incident dot next. See, incident dot next will be moves to the record in the next step. That means if you have completed one record, next updated, it will go to the next record. So next one. Now, what we need to do, we need to set the incident status to the result. For example, incident state equal to result. For if you want to resolve, what is that value incident? So let me check. So for the result, it's a six. So I'm just making here state equal to six. And so if the incident state is going to resolve, so what we have to do, we have to complete this resolution code, and resolution node. So for that one, what we can read? So incident dot incident dot close underscore code equal to. So since we don't know the value, so we can copy it from there. Copy dictionary, so configure dictionary. So I'm just making a solve permanently. So I will write it and incident dot. So there we have one more option. So I'm just writing incident from that problem. It's done. And also I'm just updating incident dot work notes is another field also work notes. So we have a field called work notes in the work notes. Underscore notes equal to the same concept. Incident closed from the parent. From problem. I have written. So and we need to use the incident dot update. Incident dot update is nothing but what are the above actions has happened, it will be automatically updated for the same thing here. Now what I am going to do is here I am just going to save this record. Now let's see how it will execute. For this one, this is 7. How many was associated? Right now see all are in work in progress. Now what I am going to do is I am just going to resolve this one. So I have changed this one as a result. See what are the one. So if I open this one, incident closed from code. So if I open that resolution notes, see what are the incident closed from problem we have done. So if I open this all the scripts, let's see how it will execute. See what are we have written work notes. This was come here and the related records was see incident closed from problem. This is fine and this one also has came here. What are we have written here? It was came and the incident also it was came here. Just give me a minute, guys. So now what happened? See, it was whatever you have given here and whatever you have written here. So the same concept it was come. So this is the scenario which we can use in the daily in the real time. So I hope you guys clear right the thing. Hello, hello. So you guys clear right the requirement. Very good. So what this is not requirement the concept. So what I am going to do is just going to this in this chart and it is written down. So this is the one, and this is the real time scenarios. This is the scenario which we can in the in the real time. So till now, the business rules today what we have discussed after business rule and before business rule. I hope you guys clear. This topic is very, 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 very important. So I hope you guys clear, right? Hello. Can you, so if you're not able to understand, tell me. I can explain. I can repeat the complete session also. I don't have any issues. So I hope you guys clear, right? Very good. Now, kindly please note down the task. So, so I just want to stop the record submission from the server side. Yeah, you can do the validation. If the total is greater than 600, you should be stop the work. That is a before business rule. And once the record is updated, so for example, if I open this here, so I need to copy, for example, few values to the another value. So, for example, if you give father name, you should copy to the his school name, something like that. You can make the actions for it. That is the before business rule scenario. Or else, and for example, if you write a condition, I want to execute the script only if the state is AP. Then we need to execute. But we have given this one as a anyone. We didn't give any condition, and we didn't give any condition here. We can do it. And also one more thing. For example, if you want to restrict any role, also we can execute it. That means, see here we have an option called role. We can give the role if the user is particular role, then we can do it. Or else if the state is AP, to be executed. So for example, if the state is AP, then only this script will be executed. Okay. And today, so we have seen that if the problem is closed, and the same in order the incident associated with the problem was automatically closed. The same thing similarly, if this Narayana status, I think we have not given any state here, just create a one field, and if the incident closure, if the incident closure is true, um, and if the Narayana record is incident closure is true and the Narayana record is updated, then I need to say, change the incident state to automatically to the resolved status. This is the task for you. I hope you guys understand the task. So right now, what we have done, if the Narayana from the Narayana incident, if the user click on Narayana, so let me Narayana, what do you call Narayana incident creation for create an incident. If you click on here, the automatically the incident will be created in that one. Same thing, if the incident is created, if the Narayana ticket in the Narayana, if you click at one more button, Narayana incident closer. So I'm just writing the scenario is I'm just going to here from layout incident closer. So it's a true false. So what I did is if I just incident closer. If you click on this incident closer and save this one, what are the incident is associated with this Narayana record, it has to automatically change the state to the resolve nodes with the resolution code and resolution nodes. This is the task for you. I hope you guys clear about the task. Hello, can you hear me? Guys, if you done this task, you can easily understand the what is the after business rule concept. Okay, fine. Okay, so anyone has any queries for the previous topics and today's topic? Okay. If no other questions, so we can wind up the call. Guys, one quick update. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow we don't have class. So this is the festival, so many people will do celebration. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow we don't have class. Next class on Friday morning 7:30 a.m. IST. Okay. And if the since we have lose the 2 days, I can take the class on Saturday also in the morning 7:30 a.m. Okay. Are you okay for this? Hello. Thank you so much, guys, and